What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about The Battle of Jedha by George Mann. This is the second audio drama for the High Republic. We got one for phase 1 and now this is the one for phase 2, and everything for this phase so far has been leading up to the Battle for Jedha. So I started with Path of Deceit, and that was really talking about like, oh, what's going on Jedha. There's so many different representatives of the Force, like the Path of the Open Hand should really have a say in that. So they were kind of leaning in towards like what's going on Jedha. And then with Convergence, we hear that as well. And then we hear about peace treaties being talked about and gone over on Jedha. So I knew that as far as this first wave was going, it's all leading up to this book and this battle that was going to break out here. This book takes place after all of the books so far with phase 2, so I would definitely recommend reading those first because there would be spoilers for this. I would say it's not major, it's not that big of a deal, I feel, because while I was reading this book, it almost made me want to go back and reread some parts of Path of Deceit, and then I don't think it gives too much away from Convergence. But you do know that in this book, the reason why all of these people are here, the reason why these delegates from Iram and Arano are here is because they are signing the peace treaty to finally end their 5-year war, and that is on the heels of their 2 heirs getting married. On top of that, we also have Path of the Open Hand on this planet. The only way to really know like who they are and what they're about is by reading Path of Deceit, and I was really excited to see them, but I will say if you haven't read Path of Deceit, it doesn't give too much away. Like, you know there's something going on, like you know there's something bigger there, but there's way more revelations about them in the YA novel than there is here. So I think if you did start with Battle for Jedha, it wouldn't be that big of an issue. Overall, I really liked this story. It was pretty short. I think it was only about 5.5 hours, and I really liked the way it balanced all of the different perspectives because we were leading up to this battle breaking out and we had no idea why it was going to break out. Like, there's so many different players here. The Santecas are here, the Graphs are here. So it feels very rewarding after having read phase 1 coming into this book. It feels like you're finally getting like more puzzle pieces for what happens later on in that phase, which was really cool. So the way the actual war breaks out was very interesting to me. It was really exciting. I feel like the plot was just really doing it for me. And overall, like, this book was just so good. I loved Path of Deceit. I gave that an A+ as well. This is also getting an A+. This and Path of Deceit are the 2 really strong books for phase 2 so far, and I just was so into it. Kind of took me by surprise because I didn't like the middle grade book, which was like Quest for the Hidden City. That was also by George Mann. George Mann was like really popping off with this book. I really loved all of the characters in this. I love what this is setting up for wave 2, and overall, like, I am the most excited for Quest of Vengeance to come out. I think we're gonna learn a lot more about Path of the Open Hand with that. And then I'm also really excited after this book going into the next book that's gonna follow, Convergence, because while Convergence kind of left me wanting more, I was intrigued. After this book, I'm really excited to see where the rest of the story is gonna go. I feel like overall, phase 2 feels a little bit more cohesive, like it's just a little bit tighter. We still have that really big cast of characters like we do for phase 1, but with phase 2, I kind of feel like we're following this more narrow storyline. The only place that that's not fitting in so far is with the middle grade books, but the next one's going to be by Tessa Gratton, so I do have high hopes for that. So I really loved the Battle of Jedha. I really love kind of the nods to the way that we see Jedha in Rogue One as well, and even if you've read the young adult novel Guardians of the Wills, like, there's so many cute nods and tie-ins to that. So if you haven't listened to this audio drama, I would highly recommend it, and I cannot wait to see what's going to come from High Republic next. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit the like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to Talk Books with me every week. That's everything I got for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.